funny news story, then we'll jump to the fun stuff. But this is hilarious. You're going to love this, Lacey. So, Donald Trump, as we all know, was convicted of 34 felony counts for business fraud. So he fudged his records to try and cover up a payment he made to Stormy Daniels, or was trying to negotiate with Stormy Daniels to not talk about their little affair story. And it was a way to try to rig the election. So he basically, election fraud was the underlying crime. And then he fudged his business records, which is a felony. And he got 34 counts to fudge the payments. So, this whole thing happens. Meanwhile, he sued Stormy Daniels for a defamation thing, and she had issues with her attorney. Her first attorney went to jail, Michael Avenatti, because he was a fraudster and stuff. And so she was liable for violating the non-disclosure agreement they had previously. So she did owe him money. She owed him like 600-something thousand. And she set up a GoFundMe page to do that. Well, she's about to get this whole thing resolved, finally be totally done with Trump, pay him off, be done, right? Rachel Maddow's going to tell you, not quite.
So, as you mentioned, and as we all know, Trump was convicted earlier this year, 34 felonies, after he paid Stormy Daniels to be quiet. He paid her 11 days before the 2016 election to not talk about her, what she described as her unpleasant experience having sex with him. He paid her so voters would not know about that when they went to vote in 2016. Well, now we have just learned, we have reported out, 20 days, here it is, 20 days before this election, we can report that he is once again trying to pay Stormy Daniels to be quiet ahead of this next election. Here's how we came to it. After Stormy Daniels testified in Trump's criminal trial earlier this year, where Trump was convicted, you might remember she came and did kind of a blockbuster interview here on MSNBC. And in anticipation of that interview, expecting that it might have a big impact, Ms. Daniels set up a GoFundMe to try to crowdfund some of the hundreds of thousands of dollars in legal fees that she still owed to Trump at the end of the multiple legal cases she had ended up in with him, including, you might remember, an ill-fated defamation case that was filed by her now imprisoned lawyer. Anyway, big mess. She owed him hundreds of thousands of dollars. And that GoFundMe actually did raise enough money for her to pay it off, which is a very big deal for her. That's a life-changing thing.
So she did. So she got the money, right? We'll skip ahead a little bit, but she got the money to pay him off. All's good. Trump's gone. She's done with it. So she decides, okay, I'm going to record this phone call with my attorney where my attorney tells me Trump's taking the money, it's done, right? Except for that's not what happens. This gets fucking wild. Trump tries to bribe her again.
$100,000. So they had to work all this out. At this point, Stormy Daniels is looking forward to having it all over and done with, bringing the whole saga with her and Trump to a close. When it comes time for Stormy Daniels' lawyer to call her and give her the final amount, she decides to film the call. Because this is a big moment in her life, right? She's expecting to hear from her lawyer on this call, you know, Stormy, here's the amount, we've agreed, we're sending the wire tomorrow, and then congratulations, Stormy, it is done, you're officially done, Donald Trump is out of your life. She is expecting this to be a cinematic moment, a big deal in her life, and so she decides to film it. Phone rings, she puts it on speakerphone, and she films it. But what her lawyer is calling to tell her is not what she's expecting. Watch.
What we're going to see in the future. That's no way. No, I can't let you do that. So he's like, okay, I got to get back with him, you know. So they want to cut some kind of deal where they silence you.
Don't they know that won't work?
It's not going to happen. Okay, it's not going to happen.
You had to bleep a little.
The deal they wanted to cut, and they've got multiple emails of this too, and her attorneys recorded all this and put it on record. They were trying to say, okay, you owe us 600 and whatever. We will cut that amount if you sign another non-disclosure agreement to not talk about this shit anymore. Why? Because we want to do that to interfere in this election. But by doing it that way, what they're doing is they're bribing her, but they're making it look like they're accepting a payment. So they're fudging the books again to try and commit election interference. It's the exact same crime. He just got tagged 34 times on. And he's doing it again.
Oh my goodness.
So she tells her attorney's like, fuck it, we're not doing that. That's bullshit. He tells her this is what they're trying to do. They come back and say, we're not doing it. So they finally come back and they don't mention it again. They just sort of try to settle. Well, now that she's come out, she recorded all this, her attorney's got all this on record. Guess who now has all this evidence? Letitia James in New York, the district attorney, who just got him on 34 counts, felony counts of this same crime. So now what's going to happen? Now he's going to go to sentencing in November. If he doesn't win the election, he's really screwed. And the district attorney, deputy district attorney is going to go, Your Honor, I don't think he needs prison time. I don't think he's been remorseful. And furthermore, we've got evidence he tried to do it again, and we're bringing up charges again for this same exact crime. He's getting 2 years. There's no way he doesn't get at least a year to 2 years.
Oh my God, you cannot make this up. You can't make this up if you try. I mean, seriously.
Every answer with him is the wrong answer. Donald, how do you want to handle this, this tax situation? Fraud. Hey, Donald, how do you want to pay for this this plumbing bill? Don't pay him. Threaten his family. I mean, that.
Stick the military on him.
Yeah, everything,
You know?
everything with this guy is this shit. It's just crazy. But that's what's going on. So I think he's screwed. So, anyway, let's take a quick break and then we'll come back and we'll do some clips.